Hey guys, it's been a little while. We've had kind of a full house. It's great. We have vacation. Of course, I started work yesterday. I'm working again this morning. But we had some good friends of ours stop in from another state. We had one of our relatives come in, so I haven't been able to do too many videos. So we're so happy to have them here. And it seems like over the last week or so, I've come to another, I guess, transcending. Okay, I started keto because they said I could lose weight, and then I found you could lose weight by eating leafy greens and a pretty good supply of meat and fat. And then I transitioned over to carnivore, ketovore carnivore. Greatly reduced my veg, increased my meats and fats, and now I think the final stage here is finally coming over to a fat diet and then supplementing it with meat. According to paleontologists, that's kind of sort of the way things go. And there's two Greek words. One is lipos, which is fat, and kinegos, which is hunter. So I'm thinking, how about lipokinago instead of lipivore or some of these other things. So I'm batting around that term. I think I'll coin it. Koine Greek, common. So lipokinago. So let's see. I'm not sure. I kind of sort of like that, but maybe it'll grow on me. Now I'm going to be concentrating mostly on fat, and of course, picking the fattiest pieces of meat that I can. Of course, plenty of eggs and cheese, which contains a lot of fat. Also, always adding butter, lard, and if I do eat a little bit of veg here and there, I'll throw some olive oil on it. So, how are things going? Really, really great. I'm going to be transitioning the blog over to more of a vlog here, to more of an educative channel, one that can educate people. I, again, did these stories for me so I'd have a documented track record of what happened, how things worked, what I felt like, so that at any time I could go back and check on a video and see how it worked out. So I think I'm going to transition more of away from me and more to a you guys. I may rename the channel to something else because I have accomplished from fat to fit after 50. That's done. That's in the bag. So I think it's time to move on to newer pastures, more in the lines of a health coach. Of course, I'm not a doctor. I'm not licensed by any entity that I'm aware of. As a matter of fact, I've looked up several, and this is the problem, several different health coaching websites, credentialing. This is nothing international. There's no standard for this. None in my country anyway, of Mexico. I'm not sure that the United States, I don't know if any of the several states has a health coaching requirement. I know they have nutritionist requirements, they have doctor requirements, but of course those are allopathic people, and I don't associate with them. They're concerned, well, in the best case, the allopathics are concerned with helping people in acute situations, and that's great, good for them. But long-term, root cause, healthcare, what's making you feel bad, it's not a symptom that's making you feel bad. It's something imbalanced in your body that's making a symptom that you feel bad because of. And to give you an idea of how, I've been a mechanic in my youth. And I've worked on several cars. I've taken a Volkswagen apart and put it back together. So when you think of something wrong with your vehicle, well, it's making a horrible ticking sound under the engine. Tick, 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 tick. An allopathic doctor will give you a medicine for a symptom. Okay, so the tick, tick, tick is a symptom of something in the engine. Well, an allopathic doctor gives you a medicine, and if I were a really, really bad mechanic, I'd say, well, just turn your radio up so you don't hear the ticking anymore, okay? Where a true doctor will go and say, well, why do you have that symptom? Let's find out what's out of balance. Let's exhaust any means that we can to find out how to bring your body back into balance so that symptom goes away. Well, of course, the ticking to me has something to do with the top end valve train. Maybe there's a stuck lifter, maybe there's a clogged hydraulic, not to get really into it, but they are hydraulic lifters, and sometimes they can get clogged or plugged, or something will get in there, and you just pull the cowl off, you pull the head off. Yeah, or you can just pull the tube out after you remove the valve. And you can kind of rectify that, and then of course you fire it up, boom, and it just hums along. So, when I'm diverging away from people, radio turner-uppers, I have no time for those kind of people, not at all. But where allopathics are really good is acute situations. So your car breaks down on the highway, and you call a tow truck. So I guess I would equate allopathic doctors with tow trucks. They'll tow you into the nearest hospital. They'll tow you into the nearest, they'll tow you into the nearest workshop, right? The mechanic workshop. And then they'll go to work, and all the doctor will do is do what he does best. Obviously, keep you alive. But after that, you need to go to somebody like me, somebody like Dr. Eckberg, Dr. Berg, Dr. Barry. We're interested in the holistic side of things. We want to find out why your engine broke down, not just throw medicines at it and say, well, you don't need that engine, here's a wheelchair, whatever. All right, so anyway, I'm going to start transitioning into health coaching. And it's quite literally person to person, advice worth the price. Hey, I met you on the street. Hey, yeah, hey, you look really good. Hey, thanks. Hey, here's what I did. Hey, wow, can I do that? Hey, yeah. Of course, I would always tell him in the street, because people would tell people, obviously, what I'm about to do for you will cause some pretty severe changes over the next week or so. You may get headaches, you may get this, you may get that. Are you on medicines? Does the doctor need to see your care and all that kind of stuff? So if you're thinking of getting into health coaching, just steer them to their doctors for now, because I know for a fact this diet, once you start it, you're going to, your blood pressure and your glucose are both going to fall. So if you're taking medicines to keep those low, they're going to go even lower. So yeah, you really, really, really honestly need an allopathic doctor. Hopefully he's good enough to actually learn how to take you off medicines. And then if he knows nothing more and he's fat, like his nutritionist is fat, and all these people are fat, I don't know why you would follow their diets, then you can come back to me, and then we can chat and listen to everything you have to say. And each individual has his own situation, so it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like solving puzzles and helping people and serving people and guiding them through probably some of the typical rough spots that I've seen the millions of people who've done this already kind of go through. So with that said, I'm transitioning over into focusing on fat. And again, protein's going to come along for the ride. Carbohydrates are obviously out. But of course, with such an increased amount of fat, fasting as a consequence is always good. So, if I want to eat a dessert here and there, a couple of berries, maybe a piece of chocolate, and maybe once a month or so, just, I don't know why, but eat a sweet bread. I don't know. I think it's a texture thing, and if I could figure something out with fat and meat to make texture like this, I would do it. But since it doesn't knock me on my keister, I'm not worried about it. So there we go. We're gonna do some transitioning here over the next few months. We're gonna get this channel rolling more to help you and not talk so much about me, because I did need to talk about me for me, so that I could, believe it or not, test everything on myself, and then using me as a litmus test, as a baseline. Now I can help others, and I've helped several others. Some people have taken my advice and they're reversing PCOS. They're the the younger folks who are diabetic and really ill. I mean, to the point of losing their womanhood, so to speak. They'd come back and said, "Wow, everything is normal. My doctor took me off all my medicines." I have a friend who's in her upper 40s, and she is reversing all of her ailments and coming off meds. So it's quite incredible. And then there's some people who don't, and they continue to whine, complain, moan. Okay, I guess they like the drama, they like the whining, they like the moaning. And so we'll cut you loose here. I'm gonna get my coffee. I gotta teach in an hour. And you guys have a great day and be well.